I can't hardly see you sitting way over there.
I can see you.
Well, I know, but that's not fair. I'm in the limelight. Hey. Comfortable?
Yes.
Me too. Comfortable as a cow. Would you like some gum?
No, thank you.
Well, I think that I will indulge, with your permission, of course. Think of the fortune made by the guy who invented the first piece of chewing gum. Amazing, huh? Your brother tells me that you're shy. Is that right, Laura?
I don't know.
I judge you to be an old-fashioned type of girl. Well, I think that's a pretty good type to be. I hope you don't think I'm being too personal, do you?
I believe I will take a piece of gum if you don't mind. Have you kept up with your singing, Mr. O'Connor?
Singing? Me?
Yes, I remember what a beautiful voice you have.
You say you've heard me sing?
Oh, yes, very often. I don't suppose you remember me at all.
You know, I have a feeling that I've seen you before. I had that feeling as soon as you opened the door. And it seemed like I was about to remember your name. Only the name that I started to remember wasn't a name at all. So I stopped myself before I said it.
Wasn't it Blue Roses?
My gosh, yes. Blue roses. Blue roses. That's what I had on the tip of my tongue. Isn't it funny what tricks your memory plays? Somehow or other I didn't associate you in high school. That's where it was. It was high school. I didn't even know you were Shakespeare's sister.
Well, I didn't expect you to remember. You barely knew me.
So we did have a speaking acquaintance, huh?
Yes, we spoke to each other.
When did you recognize me?
Right away.
As soon as I came in the door?
I thought it was you when I heard your name. And you told me to you a little in high school, so when you came through the door, well then I was sure.
Well, why didn't you say something then?
I didn't know what to say. I was too surprised.
Goodness sakes, this sure is funny. Did we have class or something together?
Yes, we did.
What class was that?
It was singing, chorus.
Oh.
I sat across the aisle from you in the auditorium. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays?
Now I remember, you used to come in late.
Yes. It was so hard for me to get upstairs. I had that brace on my leg. It clumped so loud.
It's funny, I don't seem to remember any clumping.
To me, it sounded like thunder.
Well, I never even noticed.
But it was already seated before I came in. I had to walk in front of all those people. My seat was in the back row. I had to go clumping all the way up the aisle with everybody watching.
You shouldn't have been self-conscious.
I know. I was. It was just always such a relief when the singing started.
Now I've placed you. I used to call you Blue Roses. How was it that I got started calling you that?
I was at school a while with fluorosis. When I came back, you asked me what the matter was, and I said fluorosis, but you thought I said blue roses, and that's what you always called me after that.
Oh, God. I hope you didn't mind.
No, I liked it. You see, I wasn't acquainted with many people.
Because I remember you sort of stuck by yourself.
Never had much luck at making friends.
Well, I don't see why you wouldn't.
Well, I started out badly.
You mean being...
Yeah, it sort of stood in between.
You shouldn't have left.
I know, but it did.
And you were shy with people.
Tried not to be, but never could.
To overcome.
No, I never could.
And I guess being shy is something you have to work out kind of gradually.
Yes, I guess it just takes
Takes time. People are not so dreadful when you get to know them. That's what you have to remember. And everybody's got problems, not just you. You think of yourself as having all the problems, as being the only one who's disappointed. But you look around you and you see all sorts of people just as disappointed as you are. Take me, for instance. When I was in high school, I hoped that I'd be further along than I am now, 6 years later. You remember that wonderful write-up I had in the Torch?
Yes.
Said I was bound to succeed in anything I went into. Holy jeez, the Torch!
But here you are in the Pirates of Penzance.
I say the baritone lead in that operetta.
So beautiful.
Aww.
Yes, beautifully.
Aww.
Beautifully.
You heard me?
All 3 times.
No.
Yes.
All 3 performances?
Yes.
Why?
I wanted to ask you you to autograph my program.
Well, why didn't you?
You're always surrounded by your own friends. So much I never had a chance
Well, you
to.
should have just...
Well, I thought you might think I was...
Thought I might think you was what?
Oh,
I was beleaguered by females in those days.
you were terribly popular.
Yeah.
You had such a friendly way.
I was spoiled in high school.
Everybody liked you.
Including you.
Yes. I did too.
Let me see that program, Mark. There you are. Better late than never.
Surprise.
Well, my signature isn't worth much these days. Maybe someday it will increase in value. I am disappointed, but I'm not discouraged. Being disappointed is one thing. Being discouraged is something else. 23 years old. How old are you?
I'll be 24 in June.
That's not old age.
No,
Did you finish high school?
but I didn't go back.
You mean you dropped out?
I got bad grades in all my final exams. How's Emily Meisenbach getting along?
Oh, that crowdhead.
Why do you call her that?
That's what she was.
But you're not still going with her?
I never see her.
But it said in the personal note section that you were engaged.
I wasn't impressed by that propaganda.
It wasn't the truth?
Only in Emily's optimistic opinion.
Oh.
So what have you been doing since high school? I said, what have you been doing since high school, Laura?
Nothing much.
Well, surely you've been doing something these 6 long years.
Yes.
Well then, such as what?
I took a business course at business school.
Oh, how'd that work out for you?
Well, not very well, but I had to drop out. It gave me indigestion.
Well, what have you been doing since then?
I don't do anything much. Please don't think that I just sit around doing nothing. My glass collection takes up a good deal of my time. Glass is something you have to take very good care of.
I'm sorry, what were you saying about glass?
Collection, I said. I have one.
You know what I judge to be your principal trouble? Inferiority complex. You know what that is? That's what they call it when a person low rates himself. I understand because I had it too, although my case was not nearly so aggravated as yours. I had it until I took up public speaking, developed my voice, learned that I had an aptitude for science. Now, I've never made a regular study of it, but I have a friend that says that I can analyze people better than doctors who make a profession of it. I don't claim that to be necessarily true, but I sure can guess a person's psychology, Laura. Excuse me, Laura. I like to take it out when the flavor's gone. I'll just wrap it up in this little piece of paper. I know how it is to get stuck on a shoe. Yep, that's what I judge to be your principal trouble. A lack of confidence in yourself. You lack the proper amount of faith in yourself as a human being. I'm basing that fact on a number of your remarks as well as certain observations that I've made. For instance, that clumping, you thought it was so awful in high school. You say that you dreaded to walk into class. You see what you did? You dropped out. You gave up an education on account of clumping, which as far as I can tell was practically non-existent. A little physical defect is what you had, magnified 1,000 times by imagination. You know what my strong advice is to you, Laura? Think of yourself as superior in some way.
But in what way would I think?
I'm in alive, Laura. Look about you. And what do you see? A world full of common people. All of them born and all of them going to die. And which one of them has 1/10 of your good points? Or mine, for that matter. Or anyone else's. Every person excels in some one thing. All you have to do is figure out what. Take me, for instance. My interest happens to lie in electrodynamics. I'm taking a night course in radio engineering, Laura, on top of a fairly responsible job at the warehouse. I'm taking that course and I'm studying public speaking.
Oh.
Because I believe in the future of television. I wish to get in on the ground floor and go up right along with it. In fact, I've already made the right connections and all that remains for the industry to take off full steam. Knowledge, money, power. That's the sight of the some one thing that you take more interest in than anything else?
Well, I do as I said, have my glasses on.
I'm not right sure I know what you're talking about. What kind of glass is it?
Well, little articles of it. They're ornaments mostly. Little animals made of glass, the tiniest little animals in the world. Mother calls them glass menagerie. Here's an example of one if you'd like to see it. This one's the oldest, it's nearly 13. Oh, but be careful. If you breathe, it breaks.
Well, maybe I'm not taking. I'm pretty clumsy with things.
Go on. Trust you with him. There now, you're holding him gently. Hold him over the light. He loves the light. You see how the light shines through it?
Sure does shine.
I shouldn't be partial, but he's my favorite one.
What sort of creature is this one?
Haven't you noticed the single horn coming from his forehead?
Unicorn, huh? But aren't unicorns extinct in the modern world?
I know.
Poor little fella. He must feel pretty lonesome.
Well, he does. He doesn't complain about it. He sits on the shelf with some other horses that don't have horns, and they all seem to get along rather nicely.
How do you know?
I haven't heard any arguments.
No arguments, huh? I say that's a pretty good sign. Where shall I send it?
Put them on the table. They all enjoy a change of scenery once in a while.
Sure. We all like a little fresh air. Where's the music come from?
Across the hall at the Paradise Dance out hall.
Well, what do you say we cut the rug a little, Miss Wakefield?
Oh,
Or is your program all filled up? Let's have a look. Why, every dance is taken. I'll just have to mark some of them out. There. Wow. A waltz.
I can't dance.
There you go with that inferiority stuff.
Oh, but I'd step on you.
Well, I'm not made out of glass.
I've never danced in my life.
Wow, it's not hard. All you got to do is relax.
How do we start?
Just hold your arm up a little.
Like this?
A little higher. That's it.
I'm afraid you can't budge me.
Oh, wait a minute, I can.
Oh, goodness, you can.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Push the back on the right.
Trying.
She does it. Much better. Much better. All right, here we go. Whoa. Look, fella. Oh, I hope it wasn't the glass horse with the on top.
Now it's just like all the other horses.
You mean lost its...
Horn.
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. I bet that was your favorite piece of glass.
I don't have favorites much. It's no matter. Those break so easily, no matter how careful you are.
Still, I'm awfully sorry that I was the cause.
I'll just pretend it had an operation. The horn was removed to make him feel less freakish. I'll feel more at home with the other horses, the ones that don't have horns.
I'm glad to see you still have a sense of humor. You know, you're different from anyone else I know. And all the nicer because of the difference, too. I hope you don't mind me saying that. I mean it in a nice way. It's funny. I don't know how to put it. I'm usually pretty good at expressing things. Has anyone ever told you that you were pretty? Well, you are. And in a different way from anyone else. All the nicer because of that difference. I wish you were my sister. I'd teach you to have confidence in yourself. Being different is nothing to be ashamed of. Other people are such wonderful people. They're 100 times 1,000. And you're 1 times 1. They walk all over the earth. You stay right here. They're as common as weeds. You're blue roses.
But blue is wrong for roses.
But it's right for you. You're pretty.
What respect am I pretty?
In every respect. Your hair, your eyes are pretty. Your hands are pretty. Oh, I think you think I'm putting on an act for you because I was invited to dinner and I'm supposed to be nice. Oh, I can do that, Laura. I can say lots of things and we're very sincere. This time, I'm talking to you sincerely. I happen to notice that you have this little inferiority complex that keeps you from being comfortable with people. Well, somebody ought to build your confidence up, Laura. Make you proud instead of shy, turning away and blushing. Somebody ought to kiss you, Laura. Well, I ought not have done that. That was way off the beam. You don't smoke, do you? Peppermint. Lifesaver? My pocket's a regular drugstore wherever I go. Laura, if I had a sister like you, I'd do the same thing as Tom. I'd bring out fellas to meet her. The right type of boys are the type to appreciate. Only Tom, well, he made a mistake about me. Maybe I've got no call to be saying this. Maybe that wasn't the reason for having me over. But so what if it was? There's nothing wrong with that. The whole thing is, I'm not in a position to do the right thing. Can't take down your number and say that I'll phone. Can't call you up next week and ask you for a date. I thought that I should explain it to you in case you misunderstood and I hurt your feelings. No, Laura, I can't. That's what I was just explaining. See, I got strings on me. I go steady. I go out all the time with a girl named Betty. She's a home girl like you, and Catholic and Irish, and in a lot of ways we get along just fine. I met her last summer on a moonlit boat ride up the river to Alton on the Majestic. But right away, it was love. Being in love has made a new man of me. The power of love is a tremendous thing, Laura. The power of love changed the whole world. Well, it happened that Betty's aunt took sick. She got wired off to Centralia, so I just accepted the invitation when Tom invited me to dinner, not knowing that I wish that you would say something, Laura. What are you doing that for, Laura? You want me to hack it? What for?
Souvenir. Well, isn't the air just delightful after that shower? Oh, I made your children a little liquid refreshment. Jim, you know that song about lemonade? Lemonade, lemonade, milkshake, it's served with a spade, good enough for any old maid.
No, I never heard it.
Why, Laura, you look so serious.
We were having a serious conversation.
Oh, good, you're better acquainted now.
Yes.
Oh, you modern young folks are so much more serious-minded than I was my generation. I was so gay as a girl.
Oh, you haven't changed one bit, Mrs. Wingfield.
Oh, tonight I'm rejuvenated. It's the gaiety of the occasion, Mr. O'Connor.
Well, you shouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
Trouble? Trouble? Why, it was loads of fun. Didn't you hear me cutting up there back in the kitchen? I bet your ears were burning. I told Tom how outdone with him I was for keeping you to himself for so long. He should have brought you over much, much sooner. But now that you found your way, I want you to be a very frequent caller. Not just occasional, but all the time. Oh, we're going to have such gay times together. I see them coming. Oh, smell that fresh air. And the moon is so pretty. I'll just slip back out. I know where my place is when young folks are having a serious conversation.
No, that's okay, Mrs. Wingfield. Don't go out. The fact of the matter is, I've got to be going.
Going now? Oh, you're joking. It's just a shake of the evening, Mr. O'Connor.
Well, you know how it is.
You mean you're a working man and you have to keep working man's hours? Well, we'll let you off early this time, but only on condition that you stay much, much later next time. Which night is best?